Breaking news here on the Los Angeles Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. The Lakers made a move. They have traded up in the second round of the 2023 NBA Draft, moving up 7 slots. They go from pick number 47 to pick number 40 in the draft coming up tonight. Maybe they have a couple of prospects that they like in that 35 to 42 range, a couple of guys that they didn't want to run the risk of losing out on if they did stick and make a pick at that 47th selection. The Pacers also received cash considerations. The Lakers made a move at the NBA trade deadline. They had like a collection of cash considerations that they could shell out. They moved half of it to the Orlando Magic in that trade for Bo Bamba, and they pretty much used the rest of it to go up 7 slots in the NBA draft. In today's show, though, we're going to go over 5 guys that I think the Lakers could be targeting with that spot as they do move up. And speaking of the draft, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Los Angeles Lakers Report by Chat Sports. We're going to continue to break down every part of this team all offseason long. We'll have a draft grades video after the draft of every selection the Lakers made, but we'll also have a video out when they make their selection in the first round. So subscribe and turn your notifications on. And remember, if you want live coverage of the 2023 NBA Draft, subscribe to our main Chat Sports channel. We'll be live, all 58 picks, with the number 1 spot for live NBA draft coverage on YouTube. So join us then. All righty, let's get into it. Draft targets at number 40 for the Los Angeles Lakers. Who could they be looking at? We know at least if you're a friend of the program, you know that I think they could use another guard on this roster. They could also use some more big man depth. Let's start with a guy that I'm a big fan of, Julian Strother, the guard out of Gonzaga, 21 years old, 6'6", 209 pounds, has a 6'9" wingspan, a pesky defender who gives 100% effort on every play. He's a guy that's a comfortable scorer of the basketball. He could do it at all 3 levels. Needs to improve his playmaking a little bit, but he's a guy that I think could fit in right away for the Lakers. We have him as the 15th ranked guard here at Chat Sports and the 39th overall player, so it makes sense if he's there at pick number 40. He's the guy that can knock down that 3-point shot. He hit it with a consistent effort last year, 40+% from beyond the arc, and he got better as a shooter every year he played in college, and that's what you're looking for. He may be 21 years old, but he was able to get better and put himself in a spot where he could be in the NBA draft. And Strother's a guy that I think could be a plug-and-play player next to LeBron James. The more shooters you have around him, the better. He's going to get you open looks in the half court, and Srawther is a guy that can knock those down. The second guy I want to talk about in today's show is Jordan Walsh, the forward out of Arkansas, 6'6", 204 pounds, but it's the wingspan that a lot of NBA draft nerds are really falling in love with. 7'2" wingspan, just 19 years old. What Walsh does on the defensive end is special. The effort he gives is like the Energizer Bunny on steroids. He seems to always come up with those 50-50 balls, and the height to wingspan ratio is absolutely freakish. Not the most polished offensive player by any means, only 7.1 points per game last year in 36 contests, just over a steal per night. Solid efficiency from the deck, 43, not great, not bad, not an elite 3-point shooter at all, only 27% from there. Nick Roloff, shout out to Rolly, has his NBA player comp as Jeff Green. If he can turn into that player, he'd have a really long, successful career like our man Jeff Green did. Remember, NBA Draft live on Chat Sports tonight. Join us, youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. We're going to be live 2 hours before the NBA Draft gets rolling, and we'll also be live for all 58 picks. So subscribe and turn your notifications on so you get alerted when we go live on our main Chat Sports channel. Amari Bailey is the next player that we're going to talk about on today's show. You may know him because of the Drake rumors, but the dude's a hooper as well. 6'3" guard, 191 pounds, 6'7" wingspan, just over 19 years old. He was a former 5-star recruit coming out of high school who is a solid creator in a pick and roll, who knows when to look for his shot or find a teammate. I mean, he's limited as a defender due to the size and could probably struggle against bigger players and bigger guards. He's someone that kind of gives me some Goran Dragic vibes a little bit. Limited as a defender, isn't the most athletic guy, but the guy can hit it from beyond the arc, 38.9% from deep for Amari Bailey last year. And reports were coming out of the scouting combine saying he controlled the scrimmages as a ball handler and looked smooth as a point guard. The more he becomes a floor general and a shot creator for others and builds off that pick and roll and three-point ability, there's a role and there's an avenue where Amari Bailey could be a guy that the Lakers could go out and look at. I think he'd fit really good on this roster. And as we said, they could use another playmaker. Who do you want the Lakers to draft, though? We've already talked about 3 guys. I think they'd all be home run picks if the Lakers made these selections. But I want to hear from you. The Lakers report real ones out there. Give me a name of a prospect that you want Rob Pelinka and the Lakers to select tonight at pick 40 or when they are on the clock in round 1. Keante Johnson, the next player I want to talk about on today's show. The wing, but he kind of plays a little bit like a big man. I mean, he's a stud, 6'4", 239 pounds. The guy is built. He is like a brick shithouse, to be quite frank with you. But it's the wingspan, once again, that people love. 7-foot wingspan, super productive last year, over 17 points. He's a former Florida player who shined last year after mid-game collapse in 2020. He then transferred to Kansas State, had some health issues, had to move on. Great strength. He's just absolute. Look at the shoulders on this guy. This guy could play tight end if he needed to. Good jump shot that works in both the mid-range and from three-point land. I mean, he connected on 40% of those opportunities last year. 17-plus points per game, 6.8 rebounds. I think he's more of a power forward in the NBA, can play that wing spot. I just think with the length, he could really be a versatile defender. Nick Roloff here, Chat Sports compares him to Obi Toppin. Got to give some Sean Marion vibes a little bit as well. I don't know if he has the ceiling that the Matrix does, one of the most productive players in NBA history, greatest role players of all time. But he's definitely going to be a guy that if he gets a chance in the NBA, he's going to take the most out of it. I'm excited to see him in the Summer League and what he can do this coming up summer. Kobe Brown, the guard/wing out of Missouri. I mean, if your name's Kobe, can the Lakers even pick you? There's only one Kobe that's allowed to play for the Lakers. But Kobe Brown is a great player. He's an absolute grinder who gives nothing short of 100% every time he steps on the court. Love the effort, love the energy. Good catch and shoot player. That's what's going to separate him in the association. An aggressive defender, too, that likes to pressure you. Look, if you can defend on the perimeter and you can knock down shots, you're going to be able to play in the NBA. And that's the type of player that he is. He connected on 45% from deep. 23 years old is probably the biggest bugaboo for me for Kobe Brown. But, man, at 6'7", 250 pounds, and a 7-foot wingspan, if you're knocking down the three at a 40+% clip, you're going to play a long, long time in the NBA. I think all of these guys that we talked about in today's show, Julian Strother, Jordan Walsh, Amari Bailey, Keante Johnson, and Kobe Brown, would all be great fits for the Lakers if they are on the board when the Lakers pick is on the clock at number 40. But who do you want the most out of the 5 gentlemen that we talked about? Is it Strother? I want you to type JS. Is it Jordan Walsh? Type JW. If it's Amari Bailey, type AB or Drizzy Drake. Keante Johnson, you can type KJ. Or if you want Kobe Brown in the purple and gold, type KB down below. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you guys for stopping by and taking time out of your day to hang out with us here on the Los Angeles Lakers Report. Remember, if you're looking for a spot to watch the NBA draft tonight, do it with Chat Sports. Subscribe, and we'll see you tonight. Let's go.